Fall had just arrived to the island of Sodor. Trees were losing their colors, the engines were working hard, and the docks was busier than ever. But there was one thing that all the engines didn't like right now. It was the trucks. The trucks were causing more trouble than ever, but they couldn't be well coordinated. "You trucks need to stop causing trouble," said Stanley, "or I will get Sir Topham Hatt involved," he said. "Did he just threaten us to get us in trouble, Sir Topham Hatt?" asked one of the troublesome trucks. "I think he did," said another. "We're going to throw him off the rails if he does that again." "Stand down," said Fred. "We're not going to cause any problems with us being in utter chaos like this. We can't even throw an engine off the rails. We don't even keep going a million different directions." It was pandemonium in the yard. The trucks kept over-talking each other and nothing was getting done. A few days later, Stanley was shunting a goods train for James. The train was long and heavy. It had some of the most troublesome trucks on the line. "All right, James," said Stanley, "your train is ready to go." Stanley was uncoupled and James moved onto the line. James backed up to the long, heavy train and was coupled up immediately. "Thanks for getting this ready, James," said James, and he set off. The trip was going very, very well, and James was making excellent time. He soon arrived at his first stop, Marin Station, where he would unload his first set of cars. "Psst, Fred! Psst, Fred!" said Scruffy. "Scruffy," said Fred, "you can't be talking to us. You know that's against the rules of your punishment right now." "I know," said Scruffy, "but you guys are causing tons of trouble, but not getting anything really done." "I know. Not one of us can work together right now, and all we do is cause more pain on ourselves than the engines." Just then the truck started freaking out because they realized Fred was talking to Scruffy. And then James noticed, and he was getting frustrated. So James bumped the cars hard. "You cars need to behave," said James. "And you, Scruffy," said James, "you are not allowed to talk to the trucks. I don't care what your plan is. You are not going to cause any more trouble." "I wasn't trying to cause trouble. I was trying to get them to calm down because they can't do anything without me or behave without me." James didn't listen and he just immediately steamed off. Later that night, James was telling all the other engines about what was happening. "It's just miserable," said James. "The trucks are worse than ever since Scruffy left. And Scruffy was trying to tell me he was trying to get them under control, and I don't believe that for one bit." "But you should," said Duck. "I will talk to Sir Topham Hatt in the morning about this." "Now let's get some sleep, James," said Duck. And with that, everyone went to sleep. In the morning, James popped into Napper Station to talk to Sir Topham Hatt while everyone else was working. "Sir," said James, "I really think we need to talk about these trucks." "Scruffy, yes, I've already heard from Stanley, Gordon, Thomas, and everyone else. I don't know what to..." "Sir, we can't let Scruffy back on the main line. He's a menace to us all. The last time he was on the main line, he nearly destroyed Oliver's cab," said James. "We can't let him back on." "That's not your decision to make, James," said Sir Topham Hatt. "I'll go talk to the trucks," and he walked away. Meanwhile, in the yard, Stanley was having trouble with some of the other trucks when Sir Topham Hatt walked in, and Sir Topham Hatt immediately turned his attention to Fred. "Fred," said Sir Topham Hatt, "you need to get the other trucks under control, or I'm going to take drastic measures. Do you understand me?" "Of course, sir," said Fred, "but I can't get them under control. I've tried. Only Scruffy can do that." "I've heard that excuse time and again. There's going to be a train later on today, and you're going to have to prove it me there. If you can't get them under control then, I'll believe you," and he walked away. "What are you going to do, Fred?" asked Rickety. "I don't know, Rickety. I don't know." Later that day, James was at Everett Station waiting for the train to be finished. Just then, Stanley coupled up the red caboose to him. "All right, James," said Stanley. "You're ready to go whenever you are." Sir Topham Hatt climbed aboard James, and when the conductor's whistle blew, they set off. The train was long and heavy. But the trip was going well so far. The trucks were behaving, but soon that wouldn't last. The trucks started to play around. Fred was trying to get them under control. "Everyone, calm down. We need to prove this trip is not me not losing control." Sir Topham Hatt realized what was going on, and he was telling to James to stop at Marin Station. Soon they arrived at Marin Station, and James came to a stop. Sir Topham Hatt stepped out of James's cab and turned his attention to Fred. Fred, you have proven to me that you can't take care of the trucks. And for that, he turned his attention to Scruffy. Sir, what are you going to do? I'm sorry, I couldn't keep control. I'm very, very sorry. What can I do to... Be patient. He then again turned his attention back to Scruffy. Scruffy, I want to put you back on the line. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I promise I won't do anything wrong. I promise. With that, Sir Topham Hatt got back into James's cab and he set off. Butch picked up Scruffy a few days later and set off to the works. A few days had passed and Scruffy had returned to the island. All the engines were much happier with how well the trucks were behaving again. While they did have more accidents, they had easier times going around the island.